Hey, so I want to talk briefly about meditation and yet another idea or truth around how to get a meditation practice going. So, the more you learn, I think, about meditation, its benefits, why to do it, how to do it, the more likely you're going to get results with it and then stick with it. Because it's something that takes time to really get the full benefits out of it. But really, what I really want to say today is that meditation, the way I see it, is that it's kind of a icing on the cake, or it's a it's a it's a refinement to your life, a greater refinement to your living. So, what I mean is, um, meditation, the state or the experience of meditation, not the practice of sitting. We all think meditation is sitting cross-legged, breathing with your eyes closed, with your hands like this kind of thing. We're doing Om or whatever, which it is in a way, but really meditation is something you could be doing while you're working, you could be doing while you're washing dishes. It's really something that goes on in your body and your mind. It's a state of where your attention is on your breathing and not on your thoughts. You're not being distracted by thoughts so much. Thinking does go on. It always goes on. Even when you're meditating, the mind still will think, but it's quieter and you're more aware of your breathing, more aware of your senses, more aware of what you're hearing and feeling. You've come to your senses and you're not so much drawn into your thoughts, and your mind is quieter and calmer. So meditation is more a meditative state of being than it is something you do with your body. So having said that, the way I see it is that meditation is more an outcome, a natural outcome. Becoming increasingly meditative is more of a natural outcome of right living, of living in a healthy, good way for you. So, for example, I have a friend recently who, like many of my friends, has started taking CBD oil, and she's also been doing yoga, and maybe lots of people are doing these things. So, but what happened is that she had a very meditative moment kind of happen to her, and a lot of insight, and I think a lot of peace and clarity and ideas poured into her mind, and that's a meditative state. Meditation is a state of great creativity and insightfulness and inspiration. So it's once you have that experience, you start to really crave it. You want to have that state more. It's a wonderful state to be in. You feel inspired and capable of getting things done in your life. But how to bring about that state? So she wasn't even looking for that state. It just happened to her after a yin yoga class. And when she was sitting in a beautiful place, beautiful a beautiful cafe or restaurant, I believe it was. So that kind of points to how we can bring about meditation more and more in ourselves, and that is doing yoga can help bring out a meditative state. Being in a beautiful space can help bring out a meditative state. Having a body that's pain-free, that feels good to be in, helps bring out a meditative state. So eating food that is good for you, not junk, not inflammation producing, not a lot of sugar, not a lot of flour, can help create a state that feels good, where you naturally are going to be feeling your breathing more, feeling your body more, and breathing more deeply and more in a relaxed way. So good diet helps bring out a meditative state. So if someone comes to me and they want to learn to meditate, and they are, the first thing I'm going to ask is, how's your sleep? How's your diet? How do you feel day to day? Do you have anxiety? Are you depressed? Are you tired? Because if you're anxious a lot, you could sit and try to meditate, but your mind's probably not going to allow you to relax, and you won't enjoy it. You might find that for that person, going for a walk will be more calming for them, and therefore it will be more meditative. Or doing some yoga will be more common for them, and so that will be more bringing out a meditative state for that person. If you're trying to meditate and you're falling asleep all the time, then you probably need to maybe have a nap. That's going to help you be more meditative. After your nap, you'll be able to sit. You might find you sit up after your nap, and your mind is very quiet and you're very relaxed because you've just had a nap, and then you sit and meditate. Now for some people, napping for too long can leave them kind of in a dazed state. So you have to work with what is right for you. So you might find a 20-minute nap is good for you, but a 40-minute nap is too much. You really have to find what works for you. But basically, the idea that I wanted to communicate here is that meditation is a peak that you reach to of calm and peacefulness and vitality and sensitivity, because that is the purpose of meditation, and that's kind of the outcome of living your life in an increasingly healthy way, making yet another refinement to your diet or another refinement to your routine, adding a walk to your day, or beginning to exercise more or do yoga more frequently but for less time. Like instead of an hour and a half once or twice a week, you could try 20 or 30 minutes every day, or 20 or 30 minutes every other day. And as you do these kinds of things, you'll find yourself becoming more and more meditative. And meditation begins to happen more and more to you. If you have a lot of anxiety, you could try things like GABA, which is a supplement which helps a lot of people with anxiety. Or you could try something like a Bach rescue remedy, or a homemade Bach flower remedy made at a local apothecary or herbal store. I'm just looking at my remedies here. So really there's lots of things that will help you become more meditative. So, because really the purpose of meditation isn't to go, look, Ma, I'm meditating, with your hands like this. The purpose of meditation is to become more calm. It's to become more insightful, to become more available to your intuition, more sensitive to your intuition. And the purpose of meditation is to become more loving, and more, and all of that actually happens through calm. If you're becoming calmer and your vitality is increasing, you will find that you become more loving, more insightful, more intuitive, more sensitive, and so on. So the purpose of meditation is not to become a meditator. It's to become more meditative. It's the qualities that you're wanting to grow, and how you grow those qualities is really what you're going for, not sitting in meditation. And this is why I don't just blog about meditation. I blog about flower essences. I blog about energy medicines. I blog about nutrition. I blog about yoga. I blog about sacred lifestyle, about creating more of a simplified lifestyle, because a simplified lifestyle creates a quieter mind, which is more meditative. I also blog about creating sacred space, like the right lighting and colors in your space and in your clothing, because all of that brings out a more and more meditative quality. So ultimately, if I was to sum it up, meditation is about becoming more love. It's about becoming more loving. And I don't mean, ushi-gushi loving or romantically loving. I mean more strong and courageous and powerful in the way you live, more able to serve and able to help, even when you're getting nothing back. More loving also means more intelligence, because in true love is like white light. The more you become that quality of white light that is love, it contains all colors in it. It contains in it power, it contains in it calm, it contains in it humor, it contains in it joy, it contains in it intuition, it contains in it intelligence and wisdom. Really, love makes you wise. It makes you less intellectual and more understanding, more deeply perceptive through serenity, because through becoming more loving, you become more serene. Love, as it blossoms within you, makes you more content, happy. When we feel love for the world, love for our life, we feel happy, and we're less trying to make things be the way we want them to be, and more cooperating with them as they are into developing into the next step, is the truth. Because love is not a state of desire. The more you're in a state of love, the less you actually find that you want, and the less that you're trying to make things be a certain way in the future, but you're more cooperating with life as it is. You're more in love with things as they are in this very moment. That's why Eckhart Tolle's book, he called it the power of now. He didn't call it the power of love. The power of now is what he called it, because your attention is more and more in the now, and in the now there is power, there's presence, and that is a quality or state of love. So that was a lot. I recommend for some of my videos watching them twice or more, because I talk fast, and I probably should slow down, but I put a lot into one video. I've been living this stuff for 20 years, so if some of the things I say you don't get, then you want to just watch another video, or watch the video a second time, or contemplate what I've said. But the main message here is that it's actually not about, we're not actually wanting to become meditators. We're wanting to become who sit around like this all the time. We're wanting to become meditative. So towards that end, I do share many practices and tools, and I share what's worked for me. I share the meditation tools that I use that have worked for me. But I also like this one. But I also share. The things that I've used in the past got me to this place. Like Eckhart Tolle's books and videos are excellent for any beginner. His book, Practicing the Power of Now, is especially excellent if I think you're wanting to learn more about meditation, especially, or his book, A New Earth. All his work is a transmission of presence. You will find yourself coming into more and more meditative states of being as you read his books or watch his videos. And it can be like 5 minutes a day of watching a video of his or reading a book of his. And you will find that it brings you into more and more of a meditation state of all the qualities I've just talked about. I also am increasingly doing coaching with people and helping them with their health and learn meditation and to learn to live what I'm calling more and more of a yogi lifestyle, which is actually a lifestyle of increasing peacefulness, increasing vitality, increasing contentment, but also increasingly able to serve and happy to serve, and how that brings you all the rewards of feeling that you're contributing, feeling that you're making a difference to changing this crazy world we live in, and making money. Because through increasing service and increasingly powerful service, you will make more and more money, and you won't care as much about the money. Also, it becomes a secondary benefit. So that's my video today for talking about meditation. Hope it was useful. Please do give me a comment or somewhere, email or whatever, let me know how it was useful for you, because these things I put a lot of energy into them, and I want to know that I'm making a difference and get better and making better quality videos that help you more. Thank you so much.